Hello everyone, this is AmberAnkNA here. Welcome to my channel. Well, I play a variety of games and do narrations for fanfics. I'm really hoping you enjoy my content. If you do, make sure to comment below, leave a like, and subscribe with the notifications on. Right, so next time, this is AmberAnkNA. Welcome to my channel. So, hi! Hello and welcome to a brand new story. It is currently still being written. So once I get to basically the chapter that the latest that was out, basically it means any further chapters I do will be done when they drop. So yeah, joy. Anyways, welcome to the Voodoo Man. And here's the summary of this. Around 2 years ago, Max Caulfield was faced with a terrible decision. The choice was made, and she immediately regretted it. Having lost her power in the process, Max desperately sought a way to find it again, so she could make things right. Her journey has taken her to the spooky foothills of North Georgia, searching for a person she believes can finally help. The Voodoo Man, who will either escort her towards her salvation or send her to her doom. Chapter 1. The Woman in the Window. Voodoo Man come, Voodoo Man go, in the dark between shadows, as dead as alive. No soul inside, begun his life the day he died. Hollow eyes and crooked cheeks, high above and down below, hanging a tree, terrific, tragic. It's back again, black magic, black magic. Sound of the U.S. nursery rhyme, urgent, unknown. Walk leaves and dust flew up from her bike's was tires as Max strode into the small graveled culvert in front of a rustic cabin-like shack. It was 2 stories in height, yet narrow and compact. The thick, misty fog immediately obscured her dust cloud, leaving no trace of the brunette's arrival. Even her bike tracks seemed to fade in the pine needle laden trail as if she wasn't really there. Her path down the thick, frost-lined hollow and up the side of the mountain was bumpy and tough. The motorcycle wasn't designed for off-road travel. That last mile was far from ideal. Easily the most uncomfortable part of her journey since crossing into Tennessee a few hours prior. His fall in the country, seat wheels rarely included asphalt wheeling. A dirt bike would have certainly been more effective in navigating the easement that separated the main path from the cabin's clearing, but she didn't exactly have a choice in her current mode of transportation. Having made her way through the spooky fog-filled foothills of North Georgia, the brunette traveled a long distance to get to this point. It took nearly 2 years of searching for what was described as a needle in the haystack. But Max felt she was finally closing in on her destination. Finding someone that didn't want to be found proved to be more difficult than she ever imagined. "This is this place," she whispered to no one. Propping the bike on its kickstand, Max removed her helmet and hung it from the handlebars by its straps. She looked up and scanned her surroundings. Her heart wasn't rapidly beating at what she assumed couldn't be a healthy weight. She would have taken a moment to enjoy the area's beauty, having grown up on the picturesque Pacific Northwest coastline. It was difficult to find a more beautiful part of the country. However, the southern forests of Georgia might have taken over first place in her mind. 2 years ago, she would have whipped out her camera and taken a ton of pictures, but photography took a backseat to the more important work that became her life's focus. It was an obsession that would either become her salvation or destroy her entirely. Lining the perimeter of the property was an old West footprint topped by dual spiral wrap barbed wire, with an opening on the side wide enough for a car to drive through. The galvanized steel was weathered and beaten down over time by nature's unforgiving will. Entire sections of the lot had fallen. 3D mounts forming between the links and over the poles, as if the planet was constantly, slowly pulling it underground to reclaim the leaked heavy pieces as its own. After ensuring her travel pack was securely in place on the back of her bike, Max searched the inside pocket of her leather jacket. The tip of her fingers draped against the slightly clasped pack of Pall Malls. She was relieved. Max pinned back the pack's opening and spread a silhouette out as she had done many times over the last couple of years. She placed the filter in between her lips and allowed the papered tattoo stick to rest there for a moment. Reaching deeper into the same pocket, she located the cheap BIC lighter she purchased at a gas station several hundred miles back. Quickly pressing and sliding her thumb along the spark wheel and holding the fork down to open the lighter's valve, a flame arose from the tip where it quit, dashing wildly in the standard breeze. Max kept her free hand around the fire to block the wind. She craned her neck forward to slow the distance between the flame and her stick. A couple of seconds later, a breath of smoke filled her mouth and swirled around inside her lungs. Using her middle and pointer fingers, she pulled the item from her mouth and held it at shoulder level. The bike rider tilted her head back and exhaled, sending a cloud of smoke into the air that was also camouflaged by the fog. The Voodoo man's house. He's the last hope I got. Max thoughts shouted around her head, like that puff of smoke she just released. She remembered everything she had to go through just to get there, but she also kept her heart honed in on the one person that mattered more than anything else. She placed the silhouette back in her mouth for a follow-up jag. God, I've been city for so long. If he can't make things right, I'm done. I just give up and join Cook. She didn't finish her sentence for thought. As usual, when ideas of self-harm floated through her mind, she heard her voice. Maximus, no! You can't! I would never have offered to trade my life away if I thought you wouldn't be okay. Luckily, she had transported back to that time again in her mind. It was the first time since Chloe's death she had heard her voice. Sitting on the couch at the Price household after the funeral, still wearing her wrinkled black dress and dough necklace, Max stared at a blank television screen. A small plastic plate with pot-like saddle hors d'oeuvres was sitting in her hand on her lap. A sense of disorganization littered her motor foot sense and senselessly useless. People were in and out of the room, muttering about, messing with one another in a post-funeral gathering. Max heard the same phrases over and over. She's in a better place now. How the fuck do you know? She's not here. Not with me. That's all I know for sure. Things will get better. How? See, all that matters to me. Life goes on. Not for Chloe, it doesn't. Fuck you! I'm sorry for your loss. That last one probably stung more than the others. Not because of the phrase itself, but because of who it was directed to. She observed as David and Joyce were told, I'm sorry for your loss. Many times. Yes, they were the grieving parents, but what about Max's loss? Nobody knew how much Chloe meant to her. Joyce knew, kind of, but not to the exact extent. All she knew was they were best friends when they were kids. She would never know anything about the week that never happened, or that Max fell in love with her daughter only a handful of days ago. If she was being honest with herself, she began to resent Joyce, even though she knew it was irrational. I can't be here. Max stirred from the house and tossed her plate into the large gray trash bin beside the fireplace. She slowly made her way to the sliding glass door that separated the living room from the backyard, as she had done many times before. Placing her palm flat against the pane of glass, she placed outward and slid the door open. Once outside, she pivoted back towards the house and slid the glass sideways until it clicked shut. She turned towards the swing set, shuffled over, and sat down. The rusted chains clicked from her weight as she lifted her feet off the glassy ground to separate folding. With a few gentle strays, Max felt a smooth all bit of speed in the swing. She took a deep breath and exhaled. Everything hurt. She was surprised by the physical pain in her body. It was such a horrible feeling. Aching all over, yet being numb on the inside. Her world would never be the same after the week she had. And she felt like some outside force made the choice to sacrifice Chloe for her. She recognized it as being her mind just attempting to defend itself from the same guilt she was experiencing. What have I done? I can't go on without her. Come on, dude! The brunette immediately stuck out her feet so the downward pressure from her shoes would cause enough friction to stop her momentum. Chloe? Max frankly looked around, desperately searching every rail within eyesight. Chill up, Master. I hate seeing you like this. Is that you? Max's bottom lip shivered, yet her heart leaped for joy from hearing Chloe's voice. The wind picked up for a second, then died back down. I miss you, Chloe. Max quivered through sobs, tears streaming down her cheeks once again. She didn't believe she had the capability for more tears, yet they flooded in and blurred her vision. She blinked a few times to clear the moisture away, hoping to catch a glimpse of the individual who spoke to her. Suddenly, she noticed Joyce standing on the cement slab at the back side of the house with the sliding glass door open. I hate seeing you like this, Max. Owen closed the door and walked over to the swing. She wrapped both arms around the 18-year-old and squeezed. Max cried a little harder. She buried her face into Joyce's shoulder and let loose. The wind had been like a mother to Max, and even though that was years ago, it felt natural to be wrapping her warm embrace. She released her unfelt resentment and just existed like a fearful child in her mother's arms. Several minutes passed before Max accepted her weight and pulled away. You alright there, sweet lady? I know this is tough on all of us. We have to be strong. We have to move on. In time, look at me. I found a way to push forward after William died. I was the single toughest thing I have ever experienced in all my days. He was the love of my life. She looked behind her and apparently spotted David in the house, who awkwardly raised his hand to wave in the direction. Chloe and David never got along, not by any stretch of the imagination, but that man made me feel loved again, and I just knew that was impossible. Max pushed back further and sailed in the distance, away from Joyce. She wasn't mad, but she knew the woman would never understand what she and Chloe went through together. How could she? Joyce, David was hitting Chloe. You're keeping a abusive bastard in your house while your daughter grieved for her father. That's fucks up. Max's brows were further and the waves was ignited inside that felt similar to when she went off on Victoria during the Vultures Club party. Almost immediately she regretted saying those words to Lauren. I'm sorry, Joyce. I know David has his faults, but you have to know he didn't help things with Chloe. She was depressed as shit. Wash your mouth, landlady. The middle-aged woman sighed and stumbled towards the back door and just went back towards Max. She said with a sigh, I know you're right, but I was sad too, you know, dealing with Chloe, losing my soulmate, and working my ass off. I don't know, Max. It was hard. I've noticed this, but I lived out the rest of my life wondering how I could have made things easier for Chloe. That's my own personal hell. Part of me would rather be dead. I'd gladly take her place if I could. I'm so sorry, Joyce. The grieving mother nodded and wiped her own eyes. Hang in there, Max. Joyce disappeared inside among the others. Max shut on the screen once more, allowing gravity to miraculously straight her body. The wetness on her face felt also cold as the water dried in the breeze. There's no way you just heard Chloe's voice. Impossible, Max. It must have been Joyce. Yeah, that's it. My mind was just playing tricks on me. For a couple of minutes, alone with her thoughts, Max noticed how dark it had gotten. The nighttime was rolling in, and she would need to go back inside shortly. She stirred and stretched her arms out towards the side with her eyes closed. On her tiptoes, she recalled reaching up and kissing Chloe in the rain just before using the Blackwell Western photograph to jump back to that horrible moment. Then, get that gun away from me, psycho! Bang! No! Max stumbled backwards a few seconds. She shook her head to dissolve the memory from her mind. It had been months since she thought about that specific moment, and she hoped it would be months longer until she recalled it again. If the individual she clearly thought could help her, she might not have to think about it ever again. After hearing what she had about the man, one way or another, this nightmare should end for her soon. The cigarette she lit earlier was still between her pursed lips. It had gone out and was reduced to only the filter and about half inch of tobacco and paper. Pieces of ash had fallen and landed on her boots. Still clinging on, she whirled her foot around, spinning it in tiny circles until the ashes blew away. Are you going to help me this time? Or just show up whenever you feel like it to snuggle to me? Max fussily spoke, seemingly to those swishing trees. She removed the butt from her mouth and flicked it over the edge of the steep foothill to her side. It rapidly descended into some untouched foray down below. A younger, more naive version of herself would have hated her for complete disregard for nature. The current version knew one tiny silhouette, but was the least of the planet's concerns. It would biodegrade in a short time and appear like it wasn't even there. Unmindfully, she had grown cynical since Chloe's death. Things that once seemed important just didn't any longer. Meaning and purpose had twisted in her heart, and the only thing that mattered was finding the Voodoo Man. Wah wah! A strange voice called out from an open screen window upstairs at the side of the house. "I've dreamt of you, Mass Caulfield." Mass looked up and located the rectangular opening. She shunted to try and get a good look, but it was too foggy out to clearly see the woman who spoke. "How do you know my name?" "Don't worry about things that don't matter, child. I know your name the same way I saw you in my dreams." "She just hear my farts?" She couldn't quite make out the voice, but the individual sounded female with an accent she could only attribute as Camarian, but with a more French or Creole pronunciation. "Hello?" Max began. "I'm here to see the Voodoo Man." "No, young girl. You're here to find your nose." The lady cackled to herself. I'm sorry. I don't know what that means." Max shrouded her eyes with a salute as the mid-afternoon sunlight created scattered bars across the landscape, shining through the sparkling tree branches and bouncing parsley through the layers of fog. "There are no answers here for you, photographer. You best go back where you came from, accept your destiny, and move on." "I came a long way, miss. No offense, but one way or another, this is the last stop on my journey. I can't leave here until I find what I came for." Max wanted to sound confident, but her voice cracked and shook as he spoke. The woman in the window began to laugh again. This time, she seemed to not be able to catch her breath from laughing so hard. Something about the stranger's carnius made Max's shoulders slightly bounce. She really she, too, was laughing, though not nearly as hard as the woman. And her laughing was odd, if unexpected, and Max found herself standing outside the shack, giggling with an unseen individual for some unknown reason. Finally, the woman calmed down. "You're a good one, child. I haven't had a good, nice laugh like that in years." A moment's silence followed. Max uneasily shifted her weight. "Damn, what now? She can see me, but I can't see her. I don't like this." "You're determined, yes? It's the only thing that matters to me, miss. I have to find my paladin so I can go back and save Chloe. He is my last shot." "I know. That's why I started giggling, child. You came all this way seeking a man that could just as well send you to your own grave as help you. You could just as easily hand you a glass of water as a glass of poison. You tricky, that one. Madam, if I can't get Chloe back somehow, I might as well already be in my grave." "Ah, yes, you Bruno no-nose. Why do I feel like you already made a choice that put your, Chloe in her grave? Don't answer that. If you are here to find the Voodoo Man, you're already desperate enough." "I am," Max responded, as if she were a soldier and it was her life's duty. She puffed her chest and straightened her posture. "Come inside, then. What are you doing standing up there in the mist?" The wind laughed. "But before you do, Know this. The Voodoo Man will only offer a path forward. If you're looking to go backwards, you'll be lost forever. Oh, and remember, he will always be losing. Suddenly the front door is thrown open, and as if trembling mass inside. Her eyes shot down towards the door, then she heard the window upstairs close and noticed the curtain was pulled shut. This is it, Mass. This is what you came for. Be strong. Hope you know what you're doing, Chloe's voice sounded in her mind. She reached inside the front of her shirt and received the necklace from around her neck. Master extended it, bringing it up to her lips and kissing the center bullet. She tucked it back inside her collar and smoothed the wrinkles in her jacket. Running a flattened hand along the top of her head, moving from front to back, Mac tightened the fuss that pulled her hair back into a small ponytail bun. I'll see you again soon, Chloe. Promise. Hi everyone. This is Emily 2000 again. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Because, I really did enjoy making it. But, so I hope you enjoyed it. Comment, like, and subscribe with the notifications on down below. Till next time, bye!